thing. On the one hand, they say, I'm not going to politicize the debate, when in fact that's exactly what they're doing. But the reality is, I just heard you talking to Dr. Joe, it's like there should be no debate over this. I mean, they want to have a debate in the National Assembly. Monsieur Legault has very generously allowed the opposition to pipe up on this. But the fact of the matter is, the numbers are there. The scientific proof is there. And the idea that the state, the largest employer in Quebec is the Quebec government. And the fact that they, on the one hand, are leading the charge against the pandemic and yet are not having their employees, if they want to be employees, fully vaccinated, there is a contradiction there that cannot be explained away. All that said, we'll see what happens. There's a Parti Québécois saying, we should have a debate on this, a sober, rational debate. But I'm sorry, there is no debate. It's like, let's have a debate about gravity. We should have one, but it's going to be a waste of time. So why, and to a certain extent, she is painting Legault into a corner because he's been making noises about passports and whatever. But down the road, I think a lot of Quebecers out there, as I've said before, they've done their time, they did their duty, they were good citizens, they fought the fight, and now if a vocal, ignorant, selfish, entitled minority is going to try and roll back the clock into wave 5 or wave 6, I think it's time that perhaps we just stopped debating and started leading.
By the way, let me mention sort of on the tail end of that, we're now told we will find out tomorrow at 1 o'clock from the education minister what may be happening when kids go back to school. So there's at least something to look forward to. I don't know if you happen to hear Joe Ortona in the last half hour. So the EMSB is saying we're not waiting for anybody. We're going to go ahead and have our vote September 1st and go ahead. But tomorrow there will be an announcement from the education minister. 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, we'll get some indication where the government's planning to go.
The thing is, Jean-François Roberge, every time he holds a press conference, it's like going to Marine Land, right? There's more flip-flops there than from one press conference to the next. He does a triple gainer and sort of either contradicts himself or says, did I say that? No, I never said that. I'm going to do this. I think masks are in the agenda. I think that they realize now to have come this far and turn around and be their usual incoherent selves as winter is coming? No, I don't see that happening. I think we're going to have a lot of fun chatting about Monsieur Roberge's press conference tomorrow.
Do you think he's going to react to the EMSB having come out and done this beforehand?
Well, I think, first of all, my hat's off to the MSB. Anybody who keeps giving a little slap in the face to the Legault government on a regular basis, that they're okay by my book. But yes, of course, because here we have a school commission doing what school commissions are supposed to do, which apparently Francois Legault didn't like, so he said, at least for the francophones, no more school commissions for you. But that's reality. They are there to protect their students, to protect their staff, and to make sure that people learn in an environment that is not literally physically dangerous. So it's going to be very interesting to hear what Monsieur Roberge has to say tomorrow. Frankly, I think, as I say, it's going to be another flip-flop. He'll turn around on masks. Who knows? He might even extend it to all of higher education because there's been some kind of, I know some institutions have come down four square. You got to have the vaccination. You got to wear a mask. But this is it. We need, especially with the education department, Aaron, there's got to be some coherence there. We've been jerked around for the past 18 months. It's got to stop.
James Meddy, the Montreal Gazette. Thank you, Jim. Go to traffic, CJAD at Hunter Traffic Center, and to check on the drive with Lauren Glazer. Lauren.
Aaron, for northbound to Carry, that is a tough drive now. Sherbrooke up to the top. Southbound to Carry, you're losing time from the top. Runs to Coast St. Catherine. As well, a lot of volume southbound 15 between Atwater and Nuns Island. As well, a lot of volume, too, on the eastbound 10 between Taschereau and Auto Route 30. Off and on delays westbound side of the Met. They start Lac-Ward Air now backs up to Carry interchange. Delays for northbound Laurentian between St. Elziar and the outlets. Again, more volume between Mirabel and St. Jerome. Volume for southbound Laurentian through Preval. You're also losing some time between De Salaberry and the Met. Enjoy August offers with delivery credits of up to $4,000 on models like the luxurious 2021 Lexus NX. Visit lexusmontreal.ca. Let us know what you see on the roads. Call in your tips to star 800. Your next report at 4:30.
All right, traffic brought to you. Thank you, Lauren. Traffic brought to you by Metropolitan Rust Proofing. And for a limited time, you can get a rust proofing treatment for $20 off. So don't wait. This offer ends soon. Metropolitan Rust Proofing. Hurry before it rusts. Going to get to our question of the day for today, which has to do with something that actually happened over the weekend. It was determined by the gentleman. I guess now there's a committee that decides this, but the organization that decides who gets invited
Vật
to
nhỏ
take
nhỏ mới
part
bị
in
đau
the
đầu á.
political leaders debate
Cho
has
cho
decided
đạp
that
chị xuống
Maxime
riêng nhá.
Bernier, the leader of the People's
Wow
Party
nhá.
of Canada, will not be invited to take part. The reason cited? He did not meet the criteria to be invited, though it was not necessarily spelled out what that criteria exactly is. You're supposed to achieve a certain percentage. It appears they're over that percentage in terms of expected vote for the party. But look, here's the thing. You can make the argument, for all intents and purposes, right, the People's Party of Canada, which Maxime Bernier heads, has zero chance of winning a federal election, and therefore perhaps doesn't need to be there. But couldn't you use the exact same argument about the Bloc Québécois and Yves-François Blanchet? He's never going to win a federal election either. And what's worse, his party's raised own debt, and their ultimate objective is to break apart Canada by having Quebec separate. But he gets an invite to be in the debate. Am I the only one who sees the irony here? Yves-François Blanchet gets an invitation, Maxime Bernier gets the cold shoulder. So how are Maxime Bernier's positions any more threatening than Yves-François Blanchet's to Canadians? And how did a provincial party get a place in the national parliament in the first place? But that's a topic for another day. Look, to the issue at hand, yes or no? Should Maxime Bernier, representing the People's Party of Canada, be allowed to take part in the leaders' debate or not? As of right now, he is not allowed to take part. And by the way, here's what he said when he found out that no, he's not going to be invited.
I do not blame the Commission, whose criteria were clear and objective. Rather, I blame the political establishment cocktail, which refuses to debate the crucial issues we raise and has done everything to marginalize us since the founding of the People's Party. I blame some national media, which 2 years ago worked with Warren Kinsella, who was paid by the Conservative Party to portray us as a racist and intolerant when that is a complete lie. Also, those media that today don't even include us in their daily coverage of the campaign, while they cover the Greens, whose support in the polls are at the same level as ours.
Okay, I think he makes a fair point. He said the rules are at least were clear. My understanding was they weren't all that clear, other than you need to have roughly 5%. Your projection for seats that you could win, they're at 5%. Some polls say they're closer to 6%. So question to you. Look, you may not like what Maxime Bernier has to say or what his party stands for. You may think they're a fringe party. But shouldn't he have the right to take part in the leaders' debate? And then you make up your mind. Like what he has to say, don't like what he has to say, but at least let him say what he has to say. 790-0800, 514-800 for your text. Let me know what you think. Next.
The Ram Big Haul sales event is on now. It's called Big Haul because that's what Ram trucks do. They haul big. Up to 10,610 pounds of big V8 towing on Ram 1500 with a max payload of 1,930 pounds. Big haul because you can haul in big discounts too. Up to $9,750 in discounts on Ram 1500 Classic. Plus up to $3,000 in loyalty cash for select owners. See your Ram dealer for details.
Pretend you're getting ready to move.
Okay.
What are you going to do first?
Go through the whole house, door by door, room by room.
Why?
To decide what to take with me and what to leave behind.
Why would you leave something behind?
Because I don't need it, I don't want it, and I don't use it anymore. Oh, I see what you're doing.
The best way to unburden yourself and your home.
It's to call 1-800-GOT-JUNK. We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point. Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Make your life outdoors better. Create the landscape of your dreams with the help of Laniel's team and Permacon. Since 1959, Laniel has been your landscaping specialist. From concept to realization, they guide you through every step of your project with comfort and ease. They have been the source of inspiration for beautiful landscapes with Permacon paving stones, retaining walls, blocks, and borders. Laniel Paysage, knowledgeable staff and remarkable service in care foam to help make your life outdoors better. For details, visit LanielPaysage.com.
Hey everyone, now that it's August, it's time to shift summer fun into overdrive, and the Hyundai Factory Authorized Clear Out event is the perfect way to do just that. Get 0% lease or finance rates on select models that'll help you squeeze every last drop out of summer. Take a road trip, visit family, go hiking. Our entire lineup has all the features you want, so every second on the road will be a blast. But hurry, once our 2021 models are gone, they're gone for good. Conditions apply. Visit HyundaiCanada.com or your dealer for details.
An alfalfa kiwi kale smoothie can pump up your energy. A good pair of lungs can pump up your air mattress. And a little flattery can pump up your confidence. Oh, you. But if you want to pump up your savings, you'll need to get in on Journey Rewards. With Journey Rewards, you save 7 cents a liter when you fill your tank at a participating Ultramar. Plus, save 3 cents per liter on every fill-up when you pay with your Link CIBC card. Visit a participating Ultramar station and join Journey Rewards today to pump up your savings. Program terms and conditions apply. Visit journey.ca for more details.
Up and away. Love is back in the air with Porter Airlines. Our planes are all shined up, our uniforms pressed, and we're ready to say, welcome aboard. On September 8th, Porter starts with your most popular destinations and expands from there. Being back in the air is going to feel great. Something definitely to look forward to. Look at flyporter.com. Porter, flying refined.
Black, synonymous with gravity, elegance, and the 2021 GMC Terrain SLE Elevation with its dark grille, black accents, and black 19-inch aluminum wheels. It's as remarkable as its lease price, the equivalent of $89 per week for 48 months. Purchase price of $38,663. Down payment of $2,300. 104 biweekly payments of $178. 16 cents per kilometer after 80,000 kilometers. Details at your GMC dealer.
Montreal Now with Aaron Rand and Natasha Hall. CJAD 800.
Going to get to the phone. I want to get your take on this Maxime Bernier story, him not being allowed, not being invited to take part in the leaders' debates. There are 2 of them, the French one September 8th, the English one September 9th. And look, whatever you think of Maxime Bernier, I don't know, do you think he's crazy? Do you think he's kind of a kook? Or do you think he has a valid point? Apparently, 5% of Canadians are leaning that way. Seems to me we ought to give the guy a platform. If we're giving Yves-François Blanchet a platform, he's the guy who would like nothing more than to see Quebec taken out of, Canada. Wants to break up the country. He gets to be there. Why wouldn't Maxime Bernier get to be there? So I'm asking you what you think. Should he be invited, allowed to take part in that debate or not? And by the way, if not, why not? I'm curious. If he meets the criteria that are set aside right now, let's just say that that's only about how many people might consider voting for his particular party, the People's Party of Canada. The numbers now range 5%, higher than 5% in some. Not a whole lot behind the Green Party. So why not? 790-0800, 514-800 for your text. Aaron's on line 1. Aaron, what do you think?
Hi, Aaron. How are you?
Good, thanks.
I just think it's a bit of a shame that we live in a world that we can't listen to each other and have proper conversations. I think that people are smart enough to make up their own minds when they hear someone coming and telling their own opinion, especially when there are people with varying opinions on the stage. So it's probably the perfect time to give him a platform when there are people who are going to give him a run for his money on the other side of the ball.
Yeah, I agree. It's cancel culture in a sense, isn't it? Just because you don't happen to agree with this guy. I mean, he was almost leader of the federal Conservative Party. Remember, he came that close, and now we're not going to listen to him because he's head of a different party that a lot of people don't happen to like or agree with. Doesn't make sense to me. Aaron, thank you for the call. I appreciate it. Tom's on line 2. Tom, how about you?
Yeah, hi, Aaron. Oh, I like that what you just said. Cancel culture. That's in today, yeah? And I agree completely with this guy, the previous caller. He's right. You know what? I already met that person, the guy, Maxime Bernier, in a 5 cassette, a couple, maybe 10 years ago. Decent guy, the same person. Women like him. He looks good. But you know what? This guy, I don't agree with his things, but I respect him. I think there are people that think like him, especially not the majority, but I think he should be there. He's a voice, and I think do we live in a democracy or what? I mean, come on. He has to be a voice. He has to be there for the debate.
Okay.
And and people are not naive. They will probably take the decision for the best decision for them, you know?
Absolutely. We're not telling you how to vote. No one's suggesting that. Just listen to the guy. If you think he's a kook, obviously you're not going to vote for him, but I think he does deserve a place on that stage to go ahead and talk about whatever it is he represents so you can make up your own mind. Why you just say, nope, he can't be there, I don't get. 790-0800, 514-800 for your text. The question is simply this. Maxime Bernier, head of the PPC, the People's Party of Canada, not invited, as it stands right now, to be part of the leaders' debate coming up next month before the election. And I'm asking you, do you agree or disagree? Text that says, of course, Maxime Bernier should be invited. It's undemocratic to not have him in the debate. Remember, Elizabeth May of the Green Party had 0 seats back in 2008, and she was invited to the debate. The People's Party meets the criteria. Yes, Max Bernier is not going to win, but neither is the Green Party, neither is the Bloc, and of course neither is the NDP in all likelihood in terms of winning an election. They all get to be there. So the texter goes on to say the whole point of the debate is to have different points of view, even views you disagree with. Otherwise, the only two parties that should be there are the Liberals and the Conservatives because they're the only ones that actually have a chance of winning. But that, of course, would not be very democratic, would it? So, are we inviting Maxime Bernier? Yes or no? 790-0800. More of your calls right after news.
Montreal Now with Aaron Rand and Natasha Hall. Brought to you by Dormez-vous. Mix and match at Dormez-vous is back. So whatever your sleep style, our sleep experts will match you to the sleep essentials you need. We're fully stocked and ready for quick delivery.
Good afternoon. It's 4:30. I'm Jason Mayoff for the CTV News Update. Here's what's making news right now. We could find out tomorrow whether the Quebec government has changed its mind about requiring masks while sitting in classrooms. A few weeks ago, the government said masks would only be required in common areas, but not while learning. But there are now calls to change that. The education minister holds a news conference tomorrow. State of emergency in Montreal has ended. Will end on Friday after nearly a year and a half. The city first decreed the state of emergency as the pandemic was starting back in March of last year. Montreal will go into alert mode. And over the last month, unvaccinated people were 8.5 times more likely to be infected with COVID-19 and 6 times more likely to need to be hospitalized. There was a big jump in hospitalizations over the weekend. We're now at 99 people in the hospital and 31 in the ICU. With the latest from the CJAD 800 Traffic Center, here's Lauren Glazer.
We do a volume for the eastbound side of the TCAN starting around Alsace-Batin, running back to Chemin Ste-Marie, and pretty slow between Liesse and the Anjou interchange on the eastbound Med. Westbound Med off and on delays too between Langelier and the Carry interchange. Some increased volume now for the westbound side of the TCAN between Sunnybrook and almost St. John's. For northbound 13 delays from ahead of the TCAN, running through to Henri-Bourassa and between St. Rose and the 640. Southbound 13, you're losing time as well between Saint-Martin and the Beeston Bridge, and again between Hickmore and onto Route 20. All aboard the REM. Be the first to get on board. We'll see you at the Quartier d'Estrade from August 26th to 30th. For more information, visit rem.info. Traffic and transit every 15 minutes on CJAD 800. Your next report at 4:45.
Your Dormez-vous Weather Center forecast, a heat warning is still in effect. Partly cloudy with a chance of showers tonight, the low 22. Clearing tomorrow morning, the high 31.
Diyan, mamita.